I was getting my camera ready and I see it's kind of dark, so I might turn some more lights on. I'm not liking the light, but we're gonna get started. I know you probably can't see me. I was trying to bring in the natural light, but it just happened to rain here in Detroit today. But we're gonna get started. How to make a short story long, and I'm kind of like going on like make sure you guys can see these things that I'm writing to make sure you guys can understand it. How to make a short story long. You can follow me on Twitter at Sylvia Hubbard1. This is all about me. I'm going to tell you a secret, okay? Because when you decide to write things out on Periscope, make sure like the paper, that mark goes through the paper, because what happened was that I wrote everything out and then I realized that it would be backwards because I'm using my front facing camera. Hi, Roberta. I'm using my front facing camera, so it turns everything backwards. Hi. Hi, Monica. And so, like, when I wrote everything out on paper, I realized that it was backwards when I did it. So, I realized I had to turn the paper around for you to see me. So, before we get started with all the tips that I'm going to offer, connect with me at Sylvia Hubbard, Twitter, one, and Facebook, and on my website, sylviahubbard.com and motownwriters.com. Hi, Kay Harris. Nice to see you. Hi, Ma. Hi, it's Marcia. Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying your name right. I hate when people say my name wrong, so I sure hope I'm not saying yours wrong. But the reason why I'm doing this video without getting too long-winded, which is what I really, that's why I've never done a Periscope, because I know I'm long-winded. The reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people asked me when I told them I was taking the story Forbidden Fruit and making it longer. It's still backwards. Oh my God. So then if I do it this way, is it backwards or is it, say, A or B? Which one is right? A. Okay. Because it's backwards to me, so it's like, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll try to turn all my notes around. Thank you. So the reason why I'm doing this is because people were asking me, how do you take a short story and make it longer? A lot of people went on, did the short story rush on Kindle, and now they got this real short story. They want to actually give the story some meat, and they don't know what to do with it. So Forbidden Fruit was actually like 2,500 words. And people were like emailing me every once in a while because I think I came out with a story in like 2009 or something. It was for a contest, and I only did like a quick, here's a short story about if a girl decides to take somebody else's husband. I usually don't write adultery stories unless it's like twisted into a deeper plot. But I decided it was a contest someone wanted me to do if I were your woman, and this is what the story would be. So it turned out into a 2,500 word story. But then I just decided this year, well, by the end of the year, I wanted to make it a bigger story. So I turned a 2,500 word story into a 12,000 word story. And I was just giving tips and tricks on how I did it. I don't know how you did it, but this is how I'm going to do it. Sorry about that if I just popped out. My son's trying to call, which I'm not taking his call because he probably wants some money. Okay, so we took Forbidden Fruit, and you can visit it on the site. I have the cover actually here if you're just not interested in just reading it. So the cover of it, and that's my Kindle. So this is how the cover looks. And I'm bringing up the cover because at the end of this, I'm going to show you how I did it all for like really cheap. That's an extra bonus if you're still watching after that, after I finish. So the first thing I do in order to make any story longer is, of course, I plot. I know that when I first really read a story, I put in, I have the main plot, subplot, and each character plot. That means I usually have two protagonists and an antagonist, and they all have this different thing going on about their worlds. And at the time the story starts, this is when all their plots just clash together. I do like a Pandora's box. You open it up, and that's what you're going to get. Just crap happening, and I try to bring everybody down to the bottom because I want you to suffer. In my books, actually, I want people to suffer, because once you start suffering, you realize that the only way to get back up is either to fight your way back up, do whatever you can. You'll take any decision that comes your way, and then that's when I start throwing crap at them, more crap at them. That's how I write. People know that. You never know what I'm gonna throw at you. So I add more plot. This is what I do. That's I add more plot, and then I create faults and bad habits in the characters. And actually, what it does is it actually makes it a little bit more. It gives you a lot more word count, where you're not just saying a lot of varies and a lot of sex situations. You want to. I always intertwine sex into the plot anyway, so I don't even make that part of like, oh, I'm going to throw another sex scene. I see a lot of authors do that. They throw extra sex scenes in books. They'll say, oh, I got a new update to the book. Turn around, please. This way? A, B. This is a good way? I can't tell. So, what I do is I don't add more sex scenes, because I feel the sex scenes that I put into a book already sells the book. And I make them wet enough, make them hot enough, make them good enough. You shouldn't have to add more sex in order to make the book bigger or hotter. Those sex scenes should sell the book, just enough sex. But what you do is you add more plot. In this one, where she was just trying to take the husband across the street from her for just one time, she realized after that first time she couldn't just have one time. She wanted more. And I brought in an extra character, which is actually going to have his own book. If you know my Black series, the Black family, you know there is one cousin that's out there. There's actually one extra cousin, and his name is Felix. You know, he has to have a PH in his name if you've been following the Black series. These are the other cousins, not James and Ethan. These are the worst ones. So Felix has his vices, and he's kind of like a devil's advocate. So he kind of helps Latrice find a way to get Matt to have more sex with her. So in that regards, that's what happened. On top of that, I gave Mac a prenup. He actually has a prenup, so I added that to the next chapter. So that's when you're finding out all this intricacy. They can't be together. They shouldn't be together. But she finds a way to trick him into more sex, which is also always good. So like I said, I turned Forbidden Fruit, what turned into 2,500 words, then turned into 12,000 words, which was awesome. I think that created enough meat and potatoes to give you a great 99-cent story, which is what I'm just going to leave the price just the same. If you did download it on Smashwords, you can just go in for an update once we update it, and I'll be doing that at the end of this year. By Thursday. I have to actually do it by Thursday. So the bonus of it was, okay, so you saw the cover. The original cover was Forbidden Fruit. This was the original cover that I put together actually a long time ago in Word, when I was working in Word a lot for my covers. And of course they were crappy covers. You could go ahead and say that. I don't mind. I'm a work in progress. So I've learned over the years that I can't break my bank in order to fund my literary project, but I want to create professional stuff. So what I did was I went to my favorite site, which is called Fiverr, fiverr.com. And what I did was I changed this cover to this cover. I don't know if you can see it really good, but actually what the cover artist did was, I know, got to start somewhere. So actually for $5, the cover artist changed this, and he did get the original. I still had the original graphic, and then I actually turned it into this. He took this picture, which I got from iStock for only like $10, And then I had the original cherry, and then he changed it and added the beautiful wording, which was really good. I thought that was awesome that he was able to do that. And then I also, because you can't just put something out into the world without it being professionally edited. And I know some of my work in the past has been like crappy editors because like I said, I didn't have a lot of money to start with. I didn't have a lot of money to keep it going, but I still kept pushing out work. But it wasn't like the best work out there. Well, I found a way without killing myself, and that's the worst. Like the authors always tell me, that's their biggest expense is editing. And that is just like, oh my gosh. I mean, you can get your cover good, you can get your publishing and distribution all together, but just that editing cost just kills everyone. That's their biggest complaint. Oh my god, I didn't know it was going to be this much. So what I did was I actually found an editor on Fiverr, favorite site, and she actually took the 1,200 words. She charged see this, I wrote it out. So the editing was $5 for 5,000 words, and so I paid $15 for a 3-day turnaround, which is awesome. And you're saying like, okay, you still had $3 left over. I just gave her that as a tip because you give me a 3-day turnaround for $15. That was sweet. I'm going to write a blog post, of course, on my website when I publish Forbidden Fruit by Thursday. So go to sylviahubbard.com and make sure you subscribe so you can get this blog post. And I'll have all the links to the editor I used and the cover designer that I love to use on there. The editor, I always try to get an American editor. That's a tip. I always try to get an American editor to do it, and I usually have one that does. I have 2 of them that I use, and they usually do 5,000 words for $5. I love them because they get quick turnaround. The other editor was on Christmas vacation, that's why I didn't use him, but he's actually really good too. That is it. I'm not gonna be long. I don't do long things. I want to thank you guys for the love for my first Periscope. You made it quite fun. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, Thursday I'll be uploading the changes on Smashwords, and then it'll also be uploaded on Amazon.com. So go to my Amazon.com site, Amazon.com/author/Sylvia Hubbard, and you can actually download the book for just 99 cents. So if you got those gift cards from Amazon, save them up till Thursday so you can download this book. And in the new year, we're doing the live story again, but this time, instead of it being all for free, we are doing $15 for an annual subscription, and that means you get 4 live stories. So next year, I'm going to kill myself to produce 4 live stories for my readers. It's $15. You can go to my website for more information on how to subscribe, and you'll be able to access these stories whenever you want, and they're for your reading pleasure. You'll get passwords to each story, and I am really excited because the first story is called 2 Ways to Pleasure, which should just tell you exactly what that is. And I hope you join me, but don't forget, Thursday, come to sylviahubbard.com, and you'll get all the links that I used, everything that I did, and even more tips from me about my writing process. But I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get out of here because that's enough talking. I could sit here all day and just talk about nothing, but... So thank you guys. I'm also going to load this probably up to YouTube because, the information is out there and I want people to share it and love it. And make sure you share the broadcast. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys, especially my sneak readers. You know who you are. Pass the word about this and about the live story and just about everything. I appreciate your support throughout these years. And thanks, guys. See you around, and there's going to be more to come. I'll try to do at least once a month. I'm not going to make any promises with me doing a live story, but yeah, we will probably do once a month where you guys can hit me up with any other story questions, but not right now because I know you guys got a lot. Bye.